Long day, but it does make it a little bit shorter that we're still alive and still get to compete with the team that we have so much respect for. And I think I alluded to it last night. It's still, we got a long way to go. Sure, Rice will get up off the deck and come out, and it's a do or die for both of us. And I know both teams are very prideful, and one thing's for sure, that probably the team that's the mentally toughest and deserves to move on will get to move on. I'm really proud of my athletes, and as we talk to them all the time about guys stepping up and doing things that maybe they haven't done up to this point. I don't think it was real uncharacteristic today with Irvin starting the first game, although his pitch count was up, and elected to leave him in there so we could save some bullets for the second game. And the guy sitting next to me, Goldie, was having a spectacular season and then had a hiccup with his arm, and he's been working his way back to pitching like he's capable of. And that reminded me a little bit of last year when we needed a victory in Tucson and in very hot weather. And he was kind of tanked there going into the fifth. I'm sure some people were wondering why I took him out, but he was honest with me, and he was a little tired, and we just tried to get through that fifth inning, and he did that. It was good that he got rewarded with the win. And I have no idea where all the offensive production came from. My instincts tell me that a little bit of the edge was off, excitement. They still had the desire to be successful, but they weren't trying too hard. Even in the first game, at the beginning when we squandered some opportunities, Coach Waz had a really good hitter's huddle. Don't know exactly what he said to him because I'm not involved in all those talks, but they got control of themselves, and then did some good things in the first ball game as well. And hitting's contagious, and we were pretty fortunate. Everything we hit was falling in the second game.
George, a lot of questions, a lot of talk last night about the offensive bats, how rewarding, how much of a relief is it, I guess, to see them do what they did today over both those teams?
Yeah, certainly when their head hits the pillow tonight, it's not a bounce back thing of what am I going to fix. They'll be anxious to get back in the batter's box, most of them. And but as I said last night, it'll be a different pitcher for Rice tomorrow. That'll be a new challenge, and in the sport of baseball, a lot of times even excellent hitting's conducive to what kind of pitches you're getting to hit. And Stevens was spectacular, make no mistake about it. And not that the guys they threw out there today, either Frisco or Rice, were crummy guys, and we were on it. So it was a balance of both. I think we improved, and maybe not as nasty a pitches as we had to address. But
how important is it that you kept the pressure on late in the ballgame to go through some more of the bullpen guys, especially now moving forward in the series?
Well, I think it allowed us to pitch differently, more aggressively. Instead of it having been a 3 or 4 run game where any good program can come back with a cricket number. The fact that our guys were not giving at bats away, that I guess it was the 8th with a sloppy base running and a couple strikeouts and such, or maybe it was the 7th, I don't know. A lot of innings today, a lot of pitches, but it wasn't a frustrating thing, but just simply putting the ball in play could have extended that. But 11 runs off of Rice pitching staff is a great effort.
Jeff, at what point did you know you were getting the ball, and what was the mentality going into this game, given that you pitched so little lately?
Dino came to me when I was down in the bullpen around the 7th of the first game when Irv was shoving, and he's like, "You're gonna go and you're starting the second game, so go and get something to eat, start hydrating." And my mentality was I didn't want to lose, so I didn't want the season to be over for all these guys. So I just went out, executed coach's game plan, called it a great game. Shaun caught the crap out of it, so that was really all it was. I didn't want to lose.
In the process of getting yourself back healthy, how close have you felt to being ready? How close do you feel now? Do you feel 100% now?
I've been ready for the past couple of weeks and just waiting for the opportunity. I got one today, so.
And how did that feel to come up big in this type of environment?
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Looked like curveball was working particularly well for you. Coach Graham mentioned it as he thought that was your best pitch today. Is that the way that you felt?
Yeah.
When did you feel you had control of it? Was it in the bullpen before you started, or did it kind of come to you as the game unfolded?
In the first is when I found it. In the bullpen, it was kind of here nor there. So and then just trusting that I could do it because I've done it, thrown that pitch a million times. So just trusting it, I guess.
How big was it for you? You only needed 7 pitches to get to that first inning, just to kind of get settled in back into this regional setting.
I knew it was going to be a good day when the first 2 balls of the game were at me, and then just that eased up, and I was having fun after that, and then just able to go about my business. So it was a lot of fun.
You got the best view, I mean, overall, the pitching in both games today, kind of the effort you guys got?
It was amazing. Our pitchers located all day. They pounded the strike zone, and their stuff was spectacular. Coach Horton called a great game for both of them, and there's nothing else I can say about my pitching staff. They're amazing.
And Shaun, how about Jeff in particular?
Jeff, that's the best I've seen Jeff in a long time. He hasn't been out there, and we're used to seeing him a lot, but he hit every single spot. Every curveball was spectacular. It was an awesome effort from him.
PBC connection.
Tyler, how do you explain the hitting today?
What was that?
Just hit that much better today. What was going on? What was
I think we just had a lot more fight in us. Our swings were a lot shorter today. Everyone just realized what happened the last 2 nights. We've been kind of the burden, I guess, of last night, not being able to get it done offensively because, coming into PK Park, our pitchers, they'll always keep us in the game. And as just a collective, as hitters collectively, just kind of felt like we needed to step it up today, and we were able to put some good swings on the ball. And, I mean, hitting's contagious too, so that helped a lot.
What about you personally? I mean, you had a really good 2 games. You put it on yourself maybe last night, but then yourself maybe I needed to come up big?
Not so much. I mean, I think the key to some of the success today was just because we were just relaxed, Hitters were just kind of loose. Like, you wouldn't expect it in an elimination game, but I feel like we were a lot looser than we were last night and just playing like we play. Just no worries.
After an 11-0 win like this, do you guys feel like most, if not all, the momentum is in your favor right now heading to tomorrow?
I think so. It's easier to roll over or come out the next day and after a good night performance and stay hot. You don't have to go to bed worrying about what you did wrong, think about mechanics. It's just, I don't know, everyone as a team got in the lineup somehow today. Desmond Santos even got his first hit, so that was cool to see.
Shaun, what did Coach Watt say when he told you guys early?
I was hitting. I was not there. I was up first.
Tyler, is there anything inspirational in particular Coach Watt said?
He just told us to be tough. I mean, do or die time. You gotta find a way, get it done.
Do you feel like hitting successfully in the first game kind of helped you out in the second game where you're already in the flow and maybe getting the bat around well?
Yeah, I'd say so. After the first couple at bats, I kind of found a little groove, and once you got a couple of good hits, it's easy to play downhill. So.
George, you know who you'll throw to yet tomorrow?
We have an inkling. I don't know if they've told us yet, so I'd rather. That doesn't narrow it down all at once. We're going to throw a right-hander too then.
Jeff, you started against Kent State last year. This is another do-or-die situation. Can you put into words? I mean, I got to assume this is a pretty rewarding feeling to come through this time around.
Yeah, it was fun. And last year, I mean, Kent State was a heartbreaker for all of us, and none of us in that locker room want that feeling again. So we're just going to try to have as much fun and do as much as we can to make sure that this doesn't end yet, because this is a blast.
George, obviously a little tweak at the top of the lineup, right? Obviously not quite 100% back.
You guys were on that. Yeah, last night you guys were suggesting that. Brett couldn't go. It wasn't just his hand, it was his hip, and so that made it easy. 2 things I'd like to pile on a little bit. Last year in the playoffs, Jeff got the opportunity to start against Kent State, and it was maybe not a great matchup for him and his style of pitching, and they got off to a good start squaring some balls up, and I made a quick decision, and it makes me feel good that he got deeper into this game, although he was healthier last year and probably could have thrown longer without tiring, but really happy for Jeff. And Shaun's opportunity today kind of came from Graham being late. Graham was going to start today, and whatever happened, he didn't show up on time. So, and kind of besides the physical part of what Shaun did, he gave us unbelievable savviness and leadership, and was ahead of me, and he gave me credit for calling a great game. But when a catcher's managing the game for 18 innings like that, including all the way to the very, very end, it's fun to work together. And then you saw him running out to the mound. If Goldie or Darryl was getting off track, and I thought he kept those guys spot on. And you know, I'm just throwing up numbers. It was the athletes that pitched and the guy that was catching them that was the real story of the successful pitching. And Healy felt good, you know. Certainly when you hit a home run early, it makes your back feel better, and had a huge day. And courageous effort, obviously, by him. And, you know, Tyler came in here with great credentials, and, you know, almost every week that's gone by where he's been given an opportunity to play, I'm sure that's the way he hit the ball in junior college. And that you know, for whatever reason, my instincts in junior college athletes, even though they're more experienced and mature and well coached, sometimes their careers get better. And I think we're seeing a pretty spectacular offensive player emerge right here and just in the nick of time.
Is Brett still going to be a day-to-day decision?
I don't think he can play tomorrow. You know, today when he came in, you know, my assistant coaches are awesome. They get it, and we thank Brett for, you know, trying to go. That just, you know, speaks volumes about him. He didn't ask to come out, and you thank a young man like that for trying to help the team and courageously play. But he just can't do it, unfortunately. But the guys that we plugged in did a nice job of picking him up, and if we can keep the uniforms on long enough, maybe Rhett gets healthy and we get him back in there.
Well, for your team psychologically, does it help when Healy has a day like that? Is there an effect, you think, on the other team when they see he looks like he's really going in the middle of that lineup?
Yeah, you know, he's the monster in the middle of the order that, you know, when he's coming up every inning, and Tolman started to look better behind him, which is significant, so Ryan gets to hit sometimes. And you know, you talk about momentum. Certainly you like to be the winning team. And in the olden days when you had to play Friday to Sunday, you had to win a doubleheader, you know, the previous day, and then a doubleheader again. And I always liked, we've come, teams that I've coached have come from the losers bracket before to win regionals, and that momentum certainly switches. I would say in the sport of baseball that momentum's only as good as the next day pitcher as well. So I want to, you know, we'll remind our guys of that, get rest, and got a lot more work to do. But you know, as I said last night, there's not a group of I said it to Jerry Allen on the radio today, and not a group of young men I'd rather go to battle with than these guys. They're amazing. Win or lose, I'll be proud of them. Prouder if we win.
For Shaun and Tyler, you both got to send one over the wall today. What's that like to, after yesterday's kind of the last couple days of offense, to be able to break through in that way for either of you?
It felt good. It came early in the first game, so it meant a lot more to put us up 2-1. So it lit a fire in me that I wanted to win that game. I didn't want our season to end right there. So it made me just work a little bit harder.
Shaun, how soon before the game did you find out that you would be starting?
When I found out that Josh was late, because it's kind of a team rule. If you're late, you're not going to play that day.
That was just getting to the ballpark.
What's that?
That was just getting to the ballpark.
Yeah. Yeah, he lost his keys and cell phone or something.